This area near our house looks unimaginable. There's no way to describe it. It's just leftover of leftovers. And in a way it's a lot like Newfoundland because it's so imponderable. And Newfoundland is imponderable because it looks the way it looked a billion years ago. And nothing has changed since then. It's full of some rough beauty that I can't describe, so I have to just describe it in color. I can't find words for it. I see about 8 things to paint here, just changing my angle every 15 degrees or so. I don't know the word for it, but the way that guardrail and that big shed and that tall stick of a lamppost connect to each other is exactly the basis for a painting. The effect of the shapes out there, I try to put down on the board in a way that feels the same way as the shapes out there feel to me. But the thing is the board is in control. If I put those 2 verticals down and the board says, meanwhile, there's no room for that tree, you have to leave it out, so I do. So I'm completely obedient to a combination of my experience and the board. The 2 things, but the board trumps everything. Poems arrive the same way paintings do, uninvited, and take care of themselves completely. Color and shape. Color applies equally to lampposts as to clouds. Shape shows us the way. It splits and carves the world into what we recognize or know from tried experience. This is wrong. But if our mind is like a steel sieve, only admitting the world that it is structured to accommodate, we can never know, but are left to navigate by suspect information in all its present glory. This is my paint box and carrying case and easel. The advantage of this box is that I can press really, really hard on the painting to spread the paint thin in a way I can't if I'm painting on an easel, because I'd knock it over. It holds wet paintings safely and lets me carry them home, and it works as an easel when I'm kneeling on the ground, and everything's taken care of. I've been using a kit like this for decades. I have boxes that fit 9, 10, 12, 14, 30-inch paintings, and it makes it easy to bring them home without them getting smudged, and there's no work involved. Those two blue posts remind me of maybe my favorite Barker quote, which is, "The mark of a good painting is one in which if you move a fence post, the painting either means something different or falls apart." Newfoundland is famous for dramatic topography, mountains and valleys and headlands and inlets, and none of these really apply to the Barrens at Cape Pine on the southern tip. Barrens are just country with very little definition, very flat, no trees, just 2-inch tall vegetation. There's nothing there, which is why I'm affected by it, because everything gets thrown back to me. I painted a show about 3 years ago of Cape Pine, the same place, on dark brown boards and brought them home in slotted boxes. This year, instead of going back to Newfoundland, I'd saved the photos in the camera and I painted from the photos again, and they looked just as fresh as being there in person. I'm really drawn to the idea of nothing, which is what Cape Pine personifies. The American painter and composer John Cage said, "I have nothing to say, and I am saying it, and that is poetry." That to me is the story of painting. Shall we head home?